fundamentally the same for everyone who goes through loss. But in the case of military deaths, the unique nature, I would say, of these deaths adds many more layers to this process of grieving. And to come to Rachna's question, how are military deaths different? Okay, so there are several things that are different or distinct, I would say. I'll just enumerate a couple of them. First and foremost, a military death is a public death. All right. So it will be reported in the newspapers, a lot will be shown in on television, and there will be honors that will be heaped on the the soldier who's gone away, and then there will be everybody, starting from the Prime Minister to the Defense Minister, right down to the local MLA, who in their good faith, they will want to do something for the families, they will speak about all this. So the whole thing happens in the public eye, all right? Now, here is this family for whom the loss is very unique and very personal. So there are many times when the person who's gone away is being called brave, and the family is also expected to be equally brave and so on. So this whole situation between public honors and between the personal loss is very, very confusing for children. I mean, they have to find somewhere, a midpoint of peace, to make peace of this, that so many honors are being heaped, you've been asked to be brave like your father, and then also you are, going through this tremendous grief, So that is one thing that can be quite confusing for the children, especially the younger ones. The second thing is that these deaths normally occur in a terrain which you don't know. You haven't seen that terrain. They might happen in Siachen, which is snowbound, or they might happen on the borders, or in those areas where you haven't seen those areas many times. So that is another thing that affects the children, the families. And I know very personally of this mother and children who came to me and who said that, we want to go to that place where he stood last. And that's when I realized that this is important for them. And then we organized a trip to that place in Kashmir where the soldier had stood last. So that is the second thing that happens. The third thing is that the person who's gone away is very healthy and is very fit, and he is well trained, he has his state-of-the-art weaponry, he has his armor and so on. So how is this person gone away? He was here today and gone tomorrow. So it's very, very difficult to fathom, how this has happened. So this is another thing that complicates the grieving process. That's what I feel. Then there is also the question of, I would say, loyalty, Some place, not all I wouldn't say, but sometimes the families, the spouses, the parents, they begin to wonder, that was loyalty to the colleagues, to the country, to the nation, to the regiment more important than his loyalty to me? So, of course, they come around it, but somewhere in the grieving process, that also happens. And the last thing I would like to say here is that when these deaths happen, the lifestyle of the family will change, because they will have to leave the army camp, or maybe the Air Force installation where they are living, or maybe the police colony or the CRPF colony, and they will have to move out and then re-enter the civilian life, maybe move closer to the parents, or go to some other accommodation. The children might have to change school, and this move is also very traumatic for the children. I remember this family who came, and this lady said, but even if I go, where will my children go riding a bike? They're used to going to school on a bike, but the school is very close by, and I'm living in the camp, and now they're not even used to taking a bus. They just ride a bike to school. It is so safe. And so these children are traumatized because this is what now they will have to do. So there's a lifestyle change, plus you leave behind your military friends and your group that and you have to make a life in a different place. So this is another thing which is very, very traumatic for the families, and that's what makes grieving a military death or a uniform death more complicated. It adds more layers to it.